All right, so Tyson Fury and his management team have responded to what Dan Raphael said a few days ago about, him hearing from a member of Fury's management team that Fury was having second thoughts about the fight. And I said at the time, just because Dan Raphael says something, it don't mean it's gospel. So I didn't make any judgment before any of these idiots start. Go back and watch my video. I didn't make any judgment on whether Dan Raphael was telling the truth or not. I said, just because Raphael says it, it don't make it gospel. I have no idea whether Dan Raphael is telling the truth or not. And I still don't. What I do know is somebody in this equation is lying. They have to be. So let's see what was said here. So Dan Raphael put out this tweet here. Somebody replied and they were talking about the rumor, quote unquote, of Tyson Fury getting cold feet about the Wilder fight. Dan Raphael replied and said, thanks. It wasn't a rumor, was told by his management. Tyson Fury gets involved in the conversation. He says, who told you that? My management, who then? He wants names. MTK replied here, because that's who manages Tyson Fury. They said, well, it certainly didn't come from anyone in MTK Global. Interested to find out where it did come from, though. Then Raphael replied by, you're wrong. It came directly from somebody in your company. MTK replied by saying, if you say so. Now, obviously, somebody here is lying. Either MTK are lying, or Dan Raphael's lying, or the person who told Dan Raphael what they told him was lying. So someone's lying. I have no idea who. What I do know is that Frank Warren said that this fight would be announced in terms of a date and a venue last Monday, over a week ago. That's what Frank Warren said. Where is the date and the venue? Where was the announcement? Frank Warren said there would be an announcement and then there wasn't one. That's what I do know. And so when people are asking questions, I think it's legitimate for people to ask questions because Frank Warren said something would happen and it didn't happen. Okay? So it's no different than when Eddie Hearn has announced things and it hasn't happened and people ask questions. We'll show that same consistency with Frank Warren. Yeah? It's like with Hearn and the Povetkin fight. When the Povetkin fight wasn't being announced, people were saying, whoa, what happened to the Povetkin announcement? What's going on there? I can't remember if Eddie Hearn gave a specific time frame in which the Povetkin fight would be announced. But Frank Warren did give a specific time frame on which there would be a formal announcement in terms of date and venue and all that kind of stuff. From what I recall, he said it's going to be on Monday. Yeah? Last Monday, over a week ago. Hasn't happened. Now, some people have pointed out the fact that Tyson Fury apparently filmed some kind of gloves are off type thing with Box Nation. With Box Nation, it's not called gloves are off, it's called something else. But there's been pictures circulating of Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder face to face across a table. Not Box Nation, sorry, BT Sport. Not Box Nation. It's no longer Box Nation now, is it? It's BT Sport that Tyson Fury's with. And Frank Warren's shows are all on BT Sport, not Box Nation now. So they filmed some kind of face-off between Fury and Wilder, and people saying, see, they wouldn't film this face-off if the fight wasn't happening. Well, let me jog your memory here, people. Remember this? The face-off between Klitschko and Fury for the rematch. They had that. They had press conferences for this fight. The fight didn't happen. When Tyson Fury pulled out initially from the Klitschko rematch, I think he cited an injury or an illness as the reason. When the reality is, it appears not to have been an injury or illness. It was the issue with UCAD that was the problem. That appears to be, I don't know for a fact, but that appears to be the real reason. And why do I say this? I say this because when the details about the UCAD situation finally came out months later, we found out that his suspension by UCAD started, I think, around the very same time that he pulled out of the Klitschko fight. I mean, is that just a coincidence? I find it hard to believe that that's a coincidence. If it is, I find it very hard to believe. It seems to me that Tyson Fury got banned by UCAD, and so he came up with an excuse and lied to the public that it was something else. There was a different reason he had to pull out the Klitschko fight. That's what it appears to be to me. Yeah, you tell me if you think that's wrong, but you go back and look at the timeline. When Tyson Fury pulled out of the Vladimir Klitschko rematch, it was within the same week that he got banned by UCAD. You're telling me that's a coincidence, yeah? Okay. So he has been dishonest with the public before when pulling out of fights. This we know. And again, they had a press conference, they had face-off, they had all that kind of stuff. And we've also got this. Who remembers this? The press conference for Derek Chisora versus Deontay Wilder. You remember this? Yeah. Frank Warren announcing Chisora versus Wilder, having a press conference to formally announce the fight. And we all know the fight didn't happen. There are so many fights, not only on Frank Warren shows, not only involving Tyson Fury, but there are just so many fights in boxing which get announced, which have press conferences, all kinds of stuff, even with contracts that are signed, but they still don't happen. With any fight, you never know whether it's going to happen until the two guys get in the ring. And as we saw actually last weekend, even when the two guys get in the ring now, the fight might not happen. What was that guy called? Was it Curtis Harper? On the weekend, he got in the ring, and when the bell rang, he got out of the ring. So, you never know when a fight's going to happen you never know if a fight's going to happen until the two guys are in the ring trading blows. But some fighters and some promoters have a worse track record for fights not happening than others. And Frank Warren has had so many fights that have fallen through over the past few years. So many fights that he announced that didn't happen. I've literally lost count. I've lost count of the number of fights Frank Warren has announced and said was going to happen, but didn't happen. And Tyson Fury, same situation. He's been in numerous fights which were supposed to happen, which were apparently signed, and they didn't happen. So if we're looking at track records here, it is not unreasonable for people to doubt that Fury will fight Wilder. I've got no idea whether Fury versus Wilder is going to happen this year. I've got no idea. I'm not telling you it will. I'm not telling you it won't. I don't know. All I am saying is it's not unreasonable for people to doubt whether the fight's going to happen. It's not unreasonable at all. If you look at Frank Warren's track record, if you look at Fury's track record, people doubting the Wilder Fury fight happening is not unreasonable. It doesn't make you a Fury hater or anything like that, or a Frank Warren hater. It just means you're looking at their track record and saying, well, you know, there's reason to be doubtful. So that's all it is. And again, with this Fury, Dan Rayfield, MTK Global situation, who knows who's telling the truth? I've got no idea. You know, maybe Dan Rayfield was told a pack of lies. Maybe Dan Rayfield is telling a pack of lies. Or maybe MTK have got a mole, have got a rat in their camp who's letting out information which they shouldn't be letting out. Or maybe MTK know who the rat is and they don't want to put him out there. I don't know, but somebody's lying. Whatever the case may be, I guess we'll find out in due course who is telling the truth. We'll find out in due course whether Tyson Fury is actually going to fight Deontay Wilder this year or not. Eddie Hearn keeps on saying that he has heard, for what it's worth, that Wilder wants to fight in November, but Fury wants to fight in December. Fury wants a little bit extra time to prepare, I'm assuming. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. It's Hatman, I'm out.